Well, oh well. Look at this. Sports Mobster here. I'm just gonna go over the Cowboys versus Commanders game yesterday. Couple quick takes from what I took away. And the first thing that jumps out to you when you look back on this game is Dak Prescott. You know, I've had my I've definitely been one of the people out here that have definitely been advocate of Dak Prescott not being the Cowboys franchise quarterback long term. I think that if you compare Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins, the only difference is that Dak Prescott is more mobile. And you could say Kirk Cousins is the Vikings franchise quarterback, but the Vikings, if they had an opportunity to upgrade at quarterback, they're taking it in a heartbeat. If they had a legitimate opportunity to upgrade at quarterback, like number one draft pick to get the best quarterback in the draft, or Tom Brady wanted to come, they're dumping Kirk in a heartbeat. And that's basically the same opinion I have with Dak. I mean, look at this game. Look, if you watched the game yesterday, look at this stat. Look at his stats right now. Is that a franchise quarterback? 14 for 37, 128 yards, one touchdown, one interception. The interception was a miserable pick six. A miserable pick six where he just misread the coverage and threw an out route that was covered. Misread the coverage, threw an out route that was covered. It was one of the easiest pick sixes I've seen all year. And I know this probably doesn't mean much, right? It's just the Commanders and the Cowboys are gonna play at home. They're gonna play on the road next week against the Bucks, and the Bucks are not doing good. But let me warn you guys right now: the Bucks have looked like shit. But if Dak plays like this against the Bucks next week, they are fucked. Next Monday, a week from now, the Bucks and Cowboys play. The Bucks are home. If Dak brings this type of energy and performance to the Bucks, they are not only fucked, they might get embarrassed. They might get embarrassed because everything Dallas does well on defense, the Bucks have a good offensive line for when they're fully healthy. The Bucks have great wide receivers when they're fully healthy. The Bucks have one of the best quarterbacks of all time, if not, I mean, to most people, the GOAT at quarterback. You're telling me this Bucks offense can't score on the Cowboys defense? Even with the Bucks, the problems the Bucks have. If the Bucks go into the playoffs and they get fully healthy, barring bad, like just bad on bad, and like the Bucks have another one of those stinker games where the coaching is shit, which is possible. I can't see this Cowboys team. I can't see this Cowboys team stopping Tom Brady and destroying him. Like I can't see that. And then if the Cowboys offense plays like this, I mean, the Commanders structurally and the Bucks are not that different. Both are great against the run. Both have great defensive, well, for the most part, good defensive line play. Both have good linebacker play. Both have good defensive minded coaches. I mean, you can bet your ass the Bucks defense is looking at the tape right now against the Cowboys like, oh, we could take advantage of all this stuff. And this is a big year for Dak Prescott. If he doesn't win this year, if he doesn't go to at least the NFC Championship this year, after the way the Cowboys paid him, what are we gonna say about Dak's legacy? Are we gonna keep on making excuses that he's never had a team around him? This would be his if Mike McCarthy gets fired, he'll be going on to his third coach. Dak will be going on to his third coach if Mike McCarthy gets fired. People before blamed Jason Garrett. They brought in Mike McCarthy. And Mike McCarthy, I have my criticism of him, but he hasn't really done a bad job leading this team. The offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, people complain about him a lot. I think he's good. I think he's a really good offensive coordinator. Been on the Cowboys for a long time because of probably nepotism with Jerry Jones, but Kellen Moore has done a good job with this offense. He's good at his job. I don't think it's Kellen Moore. I think this is on Dak. The turnovers these last couple weeks. Now, not all of them have been his fault. A lot of them have been on tip balls or drop passes. A good amount of them. But in PFF's turnover worthy place stat, he's still in the top 10 of qualifying quarterbacks that played over 50 snaps. He's in the top 10 when it comes to Pro Football Focus turnover worthy play stat. And a turnover worthy play is basically a play that interception or turnover should have occurred based on the quarterback's decision making. So, Dak is not really being that safe with the football. And the interception numbers ironically show that, but not in the right way. So I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do this week, but they better prepare, man. They're going on the road to Tampa. They better prepare. This is a rematch of basically the first game of the season. And the first game of the season, we saw how Dak looked against that Bucs defense. He looked bad. Hurt his hand, was out for a couple weeks. The Cowboys rallied without him. Won a string of games without him. Stayed alive to make it to this point. And now they're back in the same spot as they were in the beginning of the season. On the road to Tampa. Crazy how the world works. Can the Cowboys get it done? I'm telling you right now, I don't think so. I have a feeling the Cowboys are going to blow it against the Bucs, but I'm going to get into that more with the game preview for against the Cowboys. For the Commanders side, well, look at Sam Howell. Lighting it up for the most part, kind of. I mean, he didn't light it up through the air like crazy, but I mean, he was just like this game. If you watch this game, he was very effective. And the offense looked kind of explosive. The rushing game looked good. Sam Howell was getting a lot of yards after in design run game at certain times. He was scrambling for a couple yards really well. And these were a lot the offense, Sam Howell's like the third string quarterback on this roster. The Commanders may have had something in him or have something in him. My question is this with the Commanders. Why didn't he start earlier? Ron Rivera, I tweeted this out on my Twitter earlier, I think yesterday. But Ron Rivera really watched Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke practice. He watched all three of these quarterbacks, Sam Howell, Carson Wentz, and Taylor Heineke. He watched all three of them practice. And he said that Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke are better than Sam Howell after what we saw yesterday. To me, that's a fireable offense for Ron Rivera. I don't know where this Washington Commanders team goes with Ron Rivera because, like I said, this team is just so mid. With the coaching is so mid. I don't hate Ron Rivera, it's just so average. He doesn't separate himself from the rest of the league. And the defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio, he does some nice stuff, but he doesn't really do the best job of putting the Commanders' defensive line in positions to win all the time. It's just that they have a lot of talent on defense. They drafted well on defense the last couple years. But at the same time, I'm very interested, based on Sam Howell's performance today, I'm interested to see how Sam Howell plays as a full-time starter next year because, if you don't give him the full-time start next year, I don't really know what the Redskins are going to do. Or the Commanders, my bad. Not the Redskins anymore, but Commanders. I think that the Commanders' defense played well today. If we look at the stats, if I could look who had a sack, F.A. Obata, but I saw Jonathan Allen or he did not play, or it was Deron Payne. I saw Deron Payne and Chase Young get a lot of pressures this game. They got a lot of pressure on Dak Prescott for the most part. Dak Prescott played bad. He was holding the ball too long. So that probably helped him out. But look at Jahan Dotson. He looked alive today, Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. Both of those guys looked really alive today. I was really impressed. And Sam Howell, the thing with him is that before the draft, right? Before the draft, last season, a season or two ago in college football, he was considered the number one quarterback coming into last season of college football. It's just that with UNC, they made him into like this running quarterback because their offense was kind of gimmicky and broken. I blame the coach of UNC, the University of North Carolina, Mac Brown. But Sam Howell wasn't like bad his first couple years of college. He's actually really good his first couple years of college. It was really just his last season of college that kind of ruined his draft stock and made him fall to the 5th round. So maybe the Commanders might have lucked out here. I'm interested to see how the Commanders move after, they're getting rid of Dan Snyder. There's gonna be a new owner coming into town. I'm interested to see how the Commanders move. I still like to see the Commanders, kind of clean house with the Ron Rivera, bring in a coach that can raise the ceiling of this team, a coaching staff that can raise the ceiling of this team. But watching Sam Howell yesterday kind of made me excited for the Commanders' future for the first time in a while. Outside of defense, the future of their offense. So that's really my reaction to this game. Um, Cowboys are in trouble. Commanders are foolish for not starting Sam Howell sooner. Those are the general takes. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys later.